What if I told you there's an invisible line on our planet that no animal dares to cross? One so mysterious it's baffled scientists for centuries. This isn't some sci-fi fantasy. It's a real phenomenon hiding in plain sight. It splits the natural world in two, creating ecosystems so dramatically different that stepping across feels like entering an alternate dimension. But how did this boundary form? And why does it seem to defy every rule of nature we thought we understood? Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, a tale of ancient tectonic shifts, daring explorers, and evolution's greatest secrets. This line isn't just a geographical quirk. It's a gateway to understanding how life on Earth evolved. And trust me, by the end of this story, you won't look at our world the same way again. The Wallace Line isn't something you'll spot on a map, but trust me, it's real, and it's weird. Imagine traveling through Indonesia, hopping from island to island, and suddenly realizing the animals have completely changed. One side has tigers and elephants, the other, kangaroos and cockatoos. It's like stepping into a whole new world. And the wildest part? No animals naturally cross this invisible line. How does that even happen? This isn't just a random fluke. It's nature throwing down a challenge. Millions of years ago, tectonic plates shifted, breaking up the land and locking animals into their own private habitats. Fast forward to today, and evolution has turned these regions into biological opposites. But here's the kicker. Even with narrow waters separating them, animals still don't migrate. It's like they know there's an invisible, no trespassing sign. Early explorers were just as baffled as we are now. They'd sail a short distance and find creatures they'd never seen before. It was like Mother Nature got bored and decided to create two entirely different ecosystems right next to each other. But why does this boundary still hold? Is there something more at play than we can explain? And here's where it gets really good. This invisible line isn't just a natural oddity. Someone figured it out, and their discovery is the kind of story that keeps you hooked. Want to know how it all started? Stick around because this gets even better. Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. The Wallace Line didn't just appear out of thin air. Back in the 16th century, Antonio Pigafetta, an explorer traveling with Magellan, first noticed something odd about the animals in the region. But it wasn't until the 19th century that Alfred Wallace, a trailblazing naturalist, connected the dots. He didn't just see strange creatures. He uncovered a boundary that defied all logic, one that nature seemed to enforce without explanation. Picture this. Wallace, trekking through humid jungles, dodging snakes, and filling notebooks with sketches of creatures that looked like they belonged on different planets. His observations weren't just curious, they were revolutionary. As he moved between islands, it became crystal clear that this wasn't random. Asia's iconic species thrived on one side, while Australia's quirky critters dominated the other. It was as if evolution had drawn a line in the sand and dared nature to cross it. Wallace wasn't just observing nature, he was rewriting its rules. His work opened up a world of questions about evolution, migration, and why life chooses to evolve the way it does. Alongside Darwin, he laid the groundwork for the theory of natural selection. Imagine being the person who uncovers a secret so big, it changes humanity's understanding of life itself. That was Alfred Wallace's legacy. But here's the twist. The story doesn't stop there. Wallace's discovery opened the door to even deeper mysteries, ones rooted in Earth's ancient tectonic history. What if the answers to this natural divide were hidden beneath our feet, shaped by forces from a time before life as we know it? Let's dig into that next. And just when you think this story can't get more mind-blowing, let's talk about evolution. The Wallace Line isn't just a boundary, it's a time capsule. Millions of years ago, when the supercontinent Pangaea broke apart, it set the stage for something extraordinary. The creatures on either side of this line evolved in total isolation, adapting in ways that make their differences seem almost surreal. This isn't just nature at work, it's nature showing off. Imagine this. Marsupials like kangaroos hopping freely in the Australian zone, while elephants and tigers prowl the Asian side. These animals didn't just pick these habitats by chance. They were sculpted by them. Over millions of years, every predator, prey, and plant adapted to its specific environment. It's like watching evolution play out on two different stages, with the same rules but entirely different outcomes. And it doesn't stop there. The Wallace Line is a reminder of how Earth's geological drama shaped life. Tectonic shifts tore landmasses apart, isolating species and forcing them to adapt or vanish. That's why the line is such a stark divide. It's not just a boundary. It's a story of survival, creativity, and the sheer power of evolution. Think of it as a natural experiment conducted over millions of years, with results that still leave us in awe. But wait, there's more. This isn't just about the past. It's a clue to understanding how species evolve today. And as we explore the geographical forces behind this line, you'll see why it's more than just a scientific curiosity. Ready to dive deeper? Here's where it all starts to come together. Geography holds the key to this mystery. The Wallace Line isn't just about invisible boundaries. It's about water. When the Ice Age ended, rising sea levels carved out the islands of Indonesia, creating deep channels that acted like natural filters. These water barriers weren't just obstacles. They were the reason species on either side of the line stayed put. Think of it like a natural moat separating two ancient kingdoms. Even the strongest swimmers among animals couldn't conquer the deep waters that now mark the boundary. These channels, some stretching miles wide and hundreds of feet deep, made migration nearly impossible. It's not just nature playing hard to get, it's evolution using geography as its secret weapon. What's fascinating is how this boundary continues to defy expectations. Even today, with advanced technology, scientists marvel at how these water barriers have preserved the uniqueness of each region. It's as if the Wallace Line is a living reminder of the Earth's shifting past, a boundary that refuses to fade with time. Nature, it seems, doesn't let go of its secrets so easily. And speaking of secrets, what about the creatures that manage to cross this line against all odds? They're rare, but they exist, and their stories might be the most incredible part of all. Want to know how some defied the divide? Stay tuned. Now let's talk about the rule breakers, the ones that defied the odds and crossed the Wallace Line. While most animals stayed loyal to their side, humans had other plans. Ancient toolmakers, like the Denisovans, managed to navigate these waters, leaving their genetic fingerprints in populations east of the line. How did they pull it off? Ingenuity and a healthy dose of courage. Picture this. Thousands of years ago, early humans faced the vast waters of the Wallace Line. Armed with little more than crude tools and a dream of new horizons, they built rafts and braved the treacherous seas. This wasn't just survival. It was exploration at its finest. Their journey wasn't just about crossing water. It was about leaving a legacy that echoes in our DNA today. What's even more fascinating is what happened after. These ancient explorers didn't just cross the line, they thrived. Their presence reshaped the ecosystems they entered, bringing new dynamics to a world previously untouched by human hands. It's a testament to the relentless spirit of exploration and adaptability that defines humanity. But here's the kicker. The Wallace Line still raises questions. How did these ancient humans know where to go? What tools and knowledge did they pass down? And could there be more crossings we haven't even discovered yet? Stick around because this story keeps getting better. Here's where the story takes an unexpected twist. Turns out, the Wallace Line isn't alone. Scientists have uncovered other invisible boundaries, like the Weber Line and Lydecker Line, each adding new layers to this enigma. These lines don't just divide land and sea. They split ecosystems in ways that make the world feel like a giant biological puzzle waiting to be solved. Imagine uncovering one mystery only to find several more hiding just beneath the surface. Each of these lines represents a unique chapter in Earth's story, written by tectonic shifts, rising seas, and the unyielding forces of evolution. The Weber Line marks the furthest migration of Australian species, while the Lydecker Line shows the eastern limits of Asian influence. Together, they create a map of life's unspoken rules. But here's the wild part. These boundaries aren't strict. Some species have managed to blur the lines, creating hybrids or entirely new dynamics in these regions. It's like nature testing the limits of its own rules, proving that evolution is as unpredictable as it is powerful. Every discovery pushes us to rethink what we thought we knew about how life moves and adapts. So, what does this mean for the future? Could there be more hidden boundaries shaping ecosystems in ways we've yet to uncover? The answers lie in the delicate interplay of nature, geography, and time, a story that's still being written. Isn't it incredible how an invisible line can hold so much power over life on Earth? The Wallace Line isn't just a geographical boundary. It's a gateway to understanding the secrets of evolution, migration, and the delicate balance of ecosystems. But here's the big question. What other mysteries are still out there, waiting to be uncovered? And how can we use these discoveries to unlock even greater knowledge about our planet and ourselves? Think about it. By watching this video, you've gained insight into something most people don't even know exists. That's the kind of knowledge that sets curious, driven individuals apart from the rest. And if this is just one of nature's fascinating stories, imagine what else is out there. Are you ready to dive deeper into the untold secrets of the world? If you're as fascinated as we are, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another mind-blowing discovery. Join a community of thinkers and explorers who know that curiosity isn't just a trait. It's the key to a richer, smarter, and more successful life. Let's keep unraveling these mysteries together.